Congratulations to Ricky Rudd on finally getting into the NASCAR Hall of Fame, which was long overdue. He was selected as part of the class of 2025, along with Carl Edwards and Ralph Moody back in May. Rudd got 87% of the modern era ballot votes. Rudd was NASCAR's original Ironman for more than a decade, as he was the driver who broke Terry Labonte's consecutive start streak in 2002 with 788. Rudd's streak was later broken by Jeff Gord in 2015. The Chesapeake, Virginia native made 906 starts in the Cup Series, which is second all-time to Richard Petty. During his 33-year Cup career, which spanned from 1975 through 2007, Rudd won 23 races, had 194 top fives, 374 top tens, 29 poles, led 7,872 laps, and had an average finish of 16.5. He got wins driving cars for owners such as Richard Childress, Bud Moore, Rick Hendrick, and Robert Yates. Rudd returned to Robert Yates Racing in 2007 after he last drove for them in 2002 and retired after 2007. Rudd was also the Rookie of the Year in 1977. He also drove for the Wood brothers. Rudd, who was nicknamed the Rooster, was known for his hard-nosed style. He won at least one race in 16 straight seasons from 1983 through 1998. Rudd was also named one of the NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers in 2023, as he was included as part of the 50 greatest drivers from 1998. This was Rudd's 8th year on the ballot. Rudd once raced with his eyes taped open after a terrible crash in the Busch Clash in 1984 at Daytona and won 2 weeks later at Richmond. He also notably won at Martinsville in 1998 after his car's cooling system broke on a day that was so hot that 3 drivers were forced to retire from the race due to heat exhaustion. Rudd got word of his election while he was raking leaves at his home in Cornelius, North Carolina, which is north of Charlotte. Here's his thoughts and more. Today I got an anonymous text saying, "You might want to be in Charlotte downtown." Rudd told the NASCAR Wire service, "I was thinking, downtown Charlotte? That's Hall of Fame day. Are you serious?" It didn't take long. I hopped in the shower, jumped into some clothes, and here we are. There was also a noteworthy moment that Rudd was involved with towards the end of a race. In 1991, with 2 laps to go at the bankrupt Bros and Brews 300 at Sonoma Raceway, then known as Sears Point International Raceway, when he spun out Davey Allison for the lead. However, when Rudd crossed the start-finish line after the final lap, he was given the black flag, and Allison was given the checkered flag, with Allison being credited with the win. Rudd wound up in second. Rudd was one of the few successful driver owners in the modern era, as he won 6 races for his Rudd Performance Motorsports team that he operated from 1994 till 1999. One of those wins included the 1997 Brickyard 400. Congratulations again to Ricky Rudd on finally getting into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. It was long overdue, like I said earlier. Here's what Rusty Wallace had to say as well, who is also a fellow Hall of Famer, and he's an MRN broadcaster as well. He said this back in 2022 about Rudd's Hall of Fame candidacy. Check it out, as it's courtesy of Frontstretch.
Yeah, I'm a big Ricky Rudd fan. I've tried to get him in the Hall of Fame the last 2 years. I'm one of the people voting. It's actually upset me and angered me at times that him and Harry Gant aren't in it right now. I almost consider it bullshit personally, and I wish that both of these guys were in the Hall of Fame. They deserve to be in it. They both got some of the biggest names in the sport. They competed at the very highest level in the Cup, and they won multiple races and had huge fan bases. And so why they're not in there upsets me. You know, it really does. I'll be on the telephone listening to some of this debate with people voting, and I'm like, go to hell. I don't agree with you. And I just wish Harry and Ricky were in there. Hopefully they get in quick.
Well, Rusty, Rudd is finally in. And Rusty and Rudd were also in the book Legends of NASCAR, along with Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, Bill Elliott, and Terry Labonte. The book came out in 2002. It's a good read. I highly recommend it, as you get to learn a bit about the drivers and their history and the backstory at that time. So definitely pretty cool. So you can't be on that book and not be in the Hall of Fame. And Rudd was the only one out of all those drivers that wasn't in the Hall of Fame until he got selected. So now all of them are in the Hall of Fame. So definitely a pretty awesome thing there, especially because of the fact, how do you become a legend of NASCAR and not be in the Hall of Fame? So like I said, so definitely congratulations to Rudd on that, and well worth the wait, especially he never thought he would even get in. So definitely pretty cool that he finally got in on the 8th try and all that. But what hurt Rudd as far as him not getting into Hall of Fame sooner was the fact that he didn't win a lot of races or championships. And all those drivers in the book that I mentioned have either won a lot of races or a championship or both. But Rudd was not one of them. So that was the thing there, especially that hurt him. But he still had an awesome career, especially because of the fact that he ran a lot of races and all that, and he was very like consistent as far as like winning races, especially like for a number of years in a row, especially 16. So that'd be a pretty big deal, especially not a lot of drivers got to do that, especially to win that many in a row. So that's a pretty big deal as well, especially how he was also always on the track, especially with that consecutive start streak. So definitely that was a big deal, especially so he was always at the track for the most part, like week to week. So he was good for that, especially in that time in NASCAR when drivers were more prone to injuries and all that. So definitely impressive that he managed to be in the race for that many weeks in a row. So that many races. So that's pretty cool that he did that. But definitely it's still pretty cool that he finally got in, like I said. And yeah, he had a solid career and all that. He never won a championship, like I said, but he did finish the best of second in 1991 to Dale Earnhardt, which was funny how like he ended up replacing Dale Earnhardt at Richard Childress Racing. Rudd was the driver that got the first win for Richard Childress Racing and for him in 1983 at Riverside International Raceway, as Rudd was always known for being a great road course racing, having a lot of success on those tracks and all that. So definitely he got to do that, and he replaced Earnhardt, and then Earnhardt later replaced him. When Rudd won that race at Riverside, he was driving the 3 car, so that'd be pretty cool there, especially. And he was also featured in an ad with Earnhardt for Wrangler, so rare, especially to see with Earnhardt not having a mustache, and Rudd was there as well, especially how young they were at that time and all that. So definitely pretty cool there, especially. But yeah, Rudd, he had an incredible career and all that, so definitely pretty cool, especially how he was one of those top old school drivers that you don't see anymore on the track and all that, especially. So definitely pretty cool that he got to be in the Hall of Fame and all that. Well deserved, especially. Well worth the wait, especially there too. So definitely it's going to be awesome to see how his speech is and all that, because of the bad that like I said, he never thought he would be in. So definitely pretty cool there, especially. Plus, he also got his final career win in 2002 at Imperial Raceway, when he was driving for Robert Yates Racing, a 28 car there as well. So that was the end of that as far as like him winning. He never won again, even though he raced till 2007. But still, what a great career as far as like longevity and all that, to be able to race as long as he did is incredible, especially nowadays with drivers not racing as long as like that anymore. And for Rudd to do that was just incredible, and especially, like I said, he didn't get to win a championship and all that or win a lot of races. But still, he's in the Hall of Fame nonetheless, especially because of the fact that he did a great thing with the sport, especially being one of the 50th greatest drivers, and then later 75 as part of 50th, like I said. So he had an incredible career and all that. So, like I said, worth the wait and all that. So congratulations again to Rudd on that honor and all that as well. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. And if you are brand new, subscribe. And in honor of Rudd getting into the Hall of Fame, here are some commercials of him also. Enjoy those, and peace.
Hey, Ricky, great win today. What was it that put you up front?
Just a super race car all day long. This thing handled good. Fat Dr. Spain put a great chassis under us, Yates horsepower under the hood. Just a great car.
What else worked for you today?
Well, I tell you, right when we needed a great stop, these guys cranked out 12 and a half seconds, put us out front, and gosh, after that, we didn't have to look back.
Anything else off the top of your head?
Well, let me think a minute. I can't think of anything.
Give it your all. Give it Haviland.
I know I'm forgetting something. There's a lot of reasons I love having Rent-A-Center as a sponsor. First, they have name-brand merchandise like Ashley, Phillips, and Compact. Second, they don't care about your credit situation. But the best thing about having Rent-A-Center as a sponsor, I get to try the new stuff first.
Scratch and save up to $50 off a new rental agreement. Plus, a chance to win one of over 40,000 other prizes at Rent-A-Center. Now through May 14th. Call now to connect with your local store.
With over 680 consecutive starts, they call me the Iron Man. The Ford F-Series is a truck that deserves that title.
That's why we say it's built Ford tough, with power and payload that's made it America's best-selling truck for 26 straight years.
Man, no wonder it's the official truck of NASCAR.
Catch the Ford 300 and Ford 400 on NBC November 15th and 16th at Homestead Miami Speedway. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again, only at your local Ford store.
In auto racing, the big Q stands for quality. In Quaker State's 11,000 RPM Porsche-powered Indy car. In Ricky Rudd's 625 horsepower high-torque V8. These great racing engines demand the great name in motor oil. Quaker State with QSX, proven to run clean for unbeatable protection from wear and tear.
And the Quaker State that protects all these engines on the track is the same oil you buy right off the shelf.
Quaker State, the big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will.